Greetings and welcome to our webinar, Unlocking Business Excellence with Microsoft 365, proudly brought to you by CCS Technologies. I am Sonali, your host for today's session. I would like to thank you for spending time to join us, and hopefully you will learn more about the possibilities of leveraging M365 for our business. M365 provides a comprehensive suite of features that extend beyond its core applications. It can be leveraged to boost productivity, foster collaboration, and drive innovation through custom app development, AI integration, streamlining business processes, data analysis, and reporting. CCS has vast experience in implementing tailor-made solutions using various M365 apps and services, which can seamlessly integrate with all your applications. So, our agenda for today's webinar will focus on 6 key areas: exploring M365, modern workplace, security and compliance, M365 extensibility, maximizing ROI, and we'll be exploring some real-world success stories. To ensure you gain the most from this event, we have assembled a panel of 3 distinguished experts, each prepared to provide insights and engage in thoughtful discussions on these crucial topics. We have already received some insightful questions from our audience, and we encourage you to share any additional queries in the chat. Please note that for recording purpose, all attendees will remain on mute except for our panel members. To kick things off, let's begin with an introduction from our panel members, followed by our guests from Microsoft.
Hello, I am Sunil John, heading the Microsoft practice at CCS. I have been working on various Microsoft technologies for last 2 decades. And last 15 years, I have been associated with various clients and partners in building solutions and adopting SharePoint and Microsoft 365. I welcome you all to this session. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I'm Satheesh Vijayan, currently working in the position of Associate Director, Microsoft Practice with CCS. So I'm having almost 18 years of experience in this IT field, and I've started my career as a developer with Microsoft Technologies, and then gradually grew up to taking a more of a management role that I am right now. So I'm really excited to be part of this webinar today, and I hope we can have a wonderful discussion on unlocking Microsoft 365.
So hello everyone, this is Anoop here, and I'm currently associated with CCS Technologies as a lead business consultant. I have almost 15 years of IT experience, and I was majorly dealing with customer requirements and their pain points. Currently, I'm based out of Toronto, Canada, and I'm supporting our clients from the North American region.
Can we have a guest from Microsoft as well? Anoop, should we move to the questions then?
Yeah, good evening all. Thanks CCS team for the invite. This is Benin this side from Microsoft team. So I am basically handling Kerala as a region, so based out of Kerala. So I believe some of the customers from Kerala might identify me. I can see that there are customers from Middle East, Canada, etc., etc. But primarily I take care of Kerala, India as a region. So I think I am also joined by my colleague Prateek. So he is from the pre-sales team. So I and Prateek, will be here to help you out if there is any query that we need to attend. Back to you, Sonali.
Thank you, Ben. Moving on. Businesses often use M365's various tools such as Teams and Outlook in their day-to-day work. Can any one of you give us a quick overview of other tools and services included in an M365 subscription?
Yeah, I think I will take that first actually. So we know that there are several apps in Microsoft 365 that helps you to become more efficient in your day-to-day activities. Actually, there is a joke around Microsoft 365 that it's called Microsoft 365 because at times it feels that it contains like around 365 apps in it. But well, if you actually go into the dashboard, you may feel that you may feel that okay, there are a lot of apps in this, and the difference between many of these apps might not be very evident or very clear for you as a user. Like if, for example, it might be hard to find the difference between SharePoint and OneDrive, or how to use them, what are the differences, how can you effectively use both of them for your better needs in the organization. So the availability of these tools and services are based on the various subscriptions and licenses that you have actually. So like a personal user subscription might have more apps or more tools that are more focused to you as a person, while an organization can have many of the apps and services that helps you communicate and collaborate with team members, plan, monitor tasks, more of an activities that you need to do in a organization level, also like share documents between team members also. So these are several apps that we have in Microsoft, and it's just a matter of deciding what would be good for you based on the subscriptions.
Yeah, I agree with Satish on that. So there are various plans in for Microsoft 365, and these plans bring in various apps which you can use as is to improve your productivity. But today we will discuss more on how you can use M365 as a platform beyond these apps to enhance your modern digital experience. If you'll see the combination of Microsoft Teams, which is the collaboration platform, and SharePoint, the content management platform, along with this Power Apps and Power Automate, M365 becomes a versatile platform for process automation and business solutions. Also, if you look into various plan, you can see E5 plan comes with Power BI, which is very useful for organization to build dashboards, providing business insight for a timely and effective decision. Yep.
Uh, Sunil, actually, when you're talking about all these licenses, right?
Yeah.
So this is some probably, most of the customers, when I talk to them, they always have this doubt, right? So how to manage all these licenses and all their users, right? How can they identify who needs what? So can you elaborate a bit on that?
Sure, sure. M365 comes with various plans, like you have business, basic, business standard, premium, also enterprise plans like E3, E5, and each of these plans, there is specific applications, apps available.
Mhm.
So it is very important to understand the role and the need of each user before you actually subscribe for various license. For instance, one of our client was in Subway support company actually procured around 200 E3 subscription,
Mhm.
and when we went for DMS implementation, they were telling like this subscription cost or operational cost is bit high. So we analyzed their requirement. Then we recommended them, like some of the users even they didn't want the Office app. They can
Mhm.
use the web version itself. So in that case, it is business standard will be enough for them. So like that, we recommended various license. Even some of the users required the E5 for Power BI. So like that, we recommended a flexible plan for them, which helped them to reduce their recurring cost by 60%. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I just need to add one thing there. So, with what Sunil mentioned there, probably we can maybe call it as, tailor licensing, for example. That is like evaluate the real licensing needs of the individual users or within the organization, and then we assign the licenses as per the roles and requirements, and ensuring that the users have access to the right services, for example, right services and features
Yeah.
that they really need to operate on based on the roles and responsibilities without actually over licensing, if you can call it that way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right.
Thank you, Satish. Now, moving on to our next agenda, that's agenda point, modern workplace. What defines modern workplace in today's business environment, and how does M365 contribute to making it a reality?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question, Sonali, actually. So I think before we discuss about modern workplace, I guess everybody might be familiar with what we can call as a traditional workplace. Basically, what would be a traditional workplace ideally? Like a normal office space where you just log in daily, log out, log in and log out, and then you have computers, you have printers there. You work with close proximity to the other colleagues. So basically, this is what traditional workplace is. But moving on to modern workplace, we can maybe call it as like an any organization that has actually is embracing the digital transformation for staying competitive and meeting the work efficiently from anywhere. So that is the main thing, and also evolving into the demands of the modern workforce. So Microsoft 365 actually contributes to this modern workplace by actually offering a lot of flexible and collaborative tools and services, and also most importantly a very secure environment that empowers the employees to work efficiently regardless of where they are located, or which device they are working from. So there are a lot of integrated suite of tools, and then combined with cloud services, it really helps the organization to stay competitive and agile in the today's rapidly changing business landscape.
Yeah, yeah. Just adding to what Satish just mentioned, M365 actually serves as a foundation for organizations to set up their modern workplace, basically. So Microsoft Teams has been promoted as the central collaboration platform where people can come together and work together. And you can easily access or interact with various applications, access your documents that is stored in your document management system, also collaborate on various projects through project workspace, and even approval and the review and approval process can all be done through within Teams itself. There is no need to go away from Team. And another beauty is like you can collaborate with external stakeholders also. For some of our customers, we have built project-based collaboration solution, which help them to interact not only with their project teams, but also with their external stakeholders. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think Sunil, when you were talking about Teams as the central hub for everything, right? So I think I'm just but giving this as an example, right? So what we have implemented within CCS for our travel approval systems, right? So if we look back at some older times, or some of the bigger organizations, we had multiple applications with multiple logons, or multiple sections, and we have to probably go from one by one. So we have to complete entire section in one and then log into another application, complete the details. But I think with the invention of or bringing all these apps together in Teams, for us it's pretty easy now to start the request from Teams, and probably we don't have to leave Teams to complete the entire travel process, right? So I log a request using Teams, maybe using a Teams tab application. Then okay, I usually get all the information, right? Okay, when I'm supposed to do a task, I'm getting it. You just you have to enter your date of travel. So where are you traveling? How long is your travel? Do you need accommodation? So all those sort of approvals and all those requests, actually Teams is prompting me to complete all the information, It's more like I don't have to go anywhere else outside of Teams. So that's a good point where Teams acting as the central part, right? So similarly, what we have is what we call as the collaboration portal, right? So it's nothing but it's mostly an intranet for the employees, right? So again, using single sign-on, we can have all the applications within one place, and from there we will be able to access all these. And the beauty of it is that we can set predefined rules, right? Okay, business
Yeah.
rules, so if this falls within these parameters, this person has to approve it, otherwise there is no approval required. So it actually Microsoft is helping us to simplify how operations works within an organization.
Yeah. Here I would add one more thing, like one of the solution which we have widely deployed in many of our customer is the document
Mhm.
management system. So in the modern workplace, document management system has become inevitable. Whether it is a small organization or big organization, document management is very important for a streamlined operation and option to access the latest documents.
Mhm.
So we have actually extended the Microsoft 365 document management feature, including the review and approval and publishing feature, which enables uh, employees to access documents like SOPs, policy documents, templates, which are all controlled documents basically, which require this review and approval. And some quality documents may require some custom numbering. Okay, so that also can be done easily with some revision coding and revision log. And one more important thing is like some of the document gets expired, which has to be notified. So that also the expiry notification also help people to take action. Then one other thing is a place to navigate easily on all the documents. So we have something which help people to navigate easily from one place, searching the document and navigate across. So that is something which I want to add here.
Yeah, one important point I think Sunil you mentioned there was regarding the notifications. So,
Yeah.
in this kind of approval workflows, it is very important that the concerned checkers or approvers are promptly notified, and that they don't have a delay or any kind of a problem in taking immediate actions to the
Yeah.
workflow task that is assigned to them. So, we have actually combined the several features or apps that Microsoft provides, like in the Teams and Outlook. So, we are sending notifications to different of these communication app, so that so that as a checker and approver, user is never far away from the actual duty that they have to do. So whether it's on Teams or whether it's on apps, the notifications are available for them, and they can take real-time decisions based on that task that have been assigned to them, which I think is very important to have a smooth functioning of this workflows for any of the organization, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Thank you. This brings me to a concern of security. How
Okay.
does M365 contribute to ensuring security and compliance in the modern workplace environment, especially with the increasing trend of remote work on various devices?
Okay. So Microsoft actually provides, or M365 actually provides you a robust unified platform for security and compliance, which you can use or leverage to build your own application, or you can use the default security settings to do basic settings which help you to protect your configuration and data. Apart from that, Microsoft also offers compliance templates for various regulation requirement like the GDPR or HIPAA. So you can actually set these templates to simplify the compliance setup, and it can help the organization to ensure the regulatory need. And another important thing, as you mentioned, like as more and more people are using M365 on mobile device, organization has to manage and secure this M365 apps on the mobile devices. So Microsoft again provides a cloud-based endpoint management tool, which is called Microsoft Intune, which can ensure that the users can access the right tool or the necessary tool while maintaining the control and security across the M365 apps. So in a way, Microsoft by default provides lot of security and compliance feature, which you can make use of.
Yeah, so when you mentioned that access and security, I think it is important that I mentioned something about a permission matrix that we have to build
Okay.
for any organization. Because I think that is a super important thing that we probably have to sit together with the stakeholders at the organization and plan out the various access levels that users in an organization can get to the portals or systems that we have built using Microsoft 365. So a predefined access metrics plays a very crucial role in implementing the security by it actually provides a structured and I think it provides a structured and organized approach to access control. And it really helps the organization to manage, establish, manage, and monitor access permissions and ensure that the users are having the right level of access, thereby minimizing the security risk. And there are very various ways of doing this actually. So I think one of the simplest way could be that even in a simple Excel or somewhere, we can just define the a matrix there deciding which users will get what level of access in the various part of the systems. We can probably mark them with color legends, indicating the permission levels for read or the contribute. We can even design custom permission levels also for users if we need to. Let's say some users have permissions to add items or edit but cannot delete, because that could be limited to certain super admin users. So these kind of things can first be decided, and and Microsoft has actually provided various ways of implementing this. So I think one of the simplest way of doing that would be to implement this access restriction using the Azure Active Directory groups. So we can have the groups created, custom groups created, and the permissions can be set in the portal or the system based on the metrics that we have defined. Maybe one case example can be like, if human resources, for example, if they have a site of their own, there could be a lot of confidential documents and information within that site, which normally outside users cannot access or should not access rather. So we can actually create a group for them and then set the basic users to the human resource and limit the permission or access for that particular site to the defined group only. But while there might be news and publications that human resources send out at the organization level that everybody should access, but still that can only be read access primarily for them. So these kind of all custom access levels and permissions are possible, provided we have a well-defined access metrics done actually. And I think we have done this couple of implementations of this custom access metrics and restrictions in several of our customers, because some of the custom solutions that we build for them also demands that we have a good robust access metrics defined to restrict the access. So this basically reduces the risk of insider threats or unauthorized access, or maybe we can say data breaches or data laws or kind of things.
Yeah. Satheesh, actually, I think you're talking about insider threats and data access issues and all, right? So,
Hmm.
so that's fine when we're talking about data within the organization, right? So,
Hmm.
let's
Hmm.
say there is a scenario when we have to send data to external stakeholders. Let's probably I
Hmm.
have to send a contract document, or I have to send some other documents to outside parties, right? So,
Yeah.
how can we make sure that data is transmitted safe and secure?
Yeah, actually, Anoop, you brought in a very interesting question there, because that is something that we have done for several of our customers with our transmittal solution, which basically is a solution where any of the big EPCI companies, they might build the documents within their organization, but they have to transfer that organization to their external stakeholders, be it suppliers or vendors, for having a review done from their side before they can actually move these documents to the on-site, which may be rig or construction area or manufacturing, anything for that matter. So here there is a classic case of external users coming into the play here. So we have something what we call as a guest user. So Microsoft actually provides this B2B collaboration of help of giving access to the guest users within the system, where we can actually limit their privileges inside the system, or maybe we can just give them extended permissions like a normal users. But normally we do limit the guest users to have limited access in the system. But then they can actually be part of the teams within that project itself, closely interacting with the internal team members, just like we are one team, and they can share chats, they can have documents shared between them. But there the most important thing, as you pointed out or asked Anu, will be the access restriction. How do we enforce that? We can do that using MFA, for example. So that means that you need to have a proper authentication before that external user can access the particular document or work on that, which actually we have done in this transmittal solution we build for these companies.
Uh, let's delve into M365's extensibility. How does M365's evolving app ecosystem affect extensibility, and what trends should organizations watch for? Can you share examples in each area?
Yeah, I think I will just start off with that actually. So, as you mentioned, Sunali, Microsoft's evolving ecosystem, it actually provides more opportunities for extensibility, which means that organization can actually leverage all the different evolving apps and services, and that they can use that for their advantage for customizing and extending their Microsoft 365 environment, or maybe build custom solutions based on certain requirement that each organizations might have. So we have several what do you call services or tools for that. The first, I think, most important could be the low code, no code solutions that we have, which is provided by the Power Apps family actually. So the Power Platform, it basically consists of I think most of us know the Power Apps, the Power Automate, which was formerly called as Flow, and the Power BI, which empowers organizations to build custom solutions and custom applications. They can automate their processes. They can gain insights to the various data from the Microsoft environment. And so this low code no code platform actually offers a lot of extensibility opportunities for an organization. So I think I'll just touch on this automation part and the BI insight in a moment, because I want to quickly jump on to the what do you call as the hot buzz right now, which is AI. Everybody is talking about AI all over the place, and Microsoft is not left behind there. They are really in there with all the AI services that they provide. And I think the most important one that recently has also been updated is the Copilot, which has been integrated into Microsoft 365 in basically two ways actually. So one way would be that it actually acts like a constant companion to you. It works alongside you, and it is embedded into your daily Microsoft 365 apps that you work daily, like the Word, the Excel, the PowerPoint, maybe Outlook, Teams. So it's there everywhere, and it just helps you out to unleash your creativity. So if you want to create good slides, or if you want to draft a good mail, or you want to have good things done on your Word, Copilot is there to help you out. And also it unlocks your productivity in you as well. So that is one way of the Microsoft 365 helping you with the Copilot. And the other one is, of course, like a business chat. So I think many of us might have already observed having that in the Bing, like you can just search or prompt a text for it, and then it replies to you with all the necessary aspects of it. So that's a business chat service that has also been integrated. So all these is actually going to unleash or improve the productivity of as an employee, or maybe overall for an organization. Because what I think, or what is generally thought of, is that we really need to focus on the 20% of the work that really matters to us, and most of the time we spend time for the 80% of the work, which is kind of which bogs you down, or which is not really productive or kind of repetitive work. So what Microsoft 365 with AI powered services helps you here is that you can really focus on the 20% of the work that really matters for you, while remaining the 80% of the work will be taken care for you by this AI services. And this can be done in different ways. So actually I mentioned about Copilot and other services. There is also Microsoft cognitive services that which is basically a cloud based APIs that you can use for your API applications and data flows. So the good thing, a really good thing that Microsoft had done there is that they've already provided a lot of predefined or pre-trained models which are ready to use in your application. So which really this means that we need minimum development effort to build out state of the art AI services. So this along with automation really helps an organization in building a good robust process for them, because you want to avoid most of the repetitive work from your daily work, which we can do by automation. For example, the most important, I think the most familiar tool for that would be
Hello.
Satish, you're on mute. Just a second. Can you
sorry.
please check your mic? You were on mute. We couldn't hear you in
Okay.
between. Yes, yes. Could you
Is
please
it
go?
clear enough?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but it's okay. So I was saying, I'm not sure from which point of time it went off, but I was saying about the automation work. Like if you automate most of the processes that your organization has, the employees really have confidence in the process of that organization, which really increases their confidence and the trust level that they have within the organization. I mentioned about some of the tools that you can use for automation, and Power Automate being the most common of that. But then when you have all the data within your system, I would say it's basically worthless if you cannot really extract all the information from the data, where the business insights or the data intelligence come into play. Mainly we're using the Power BI. So using Power BI, we can actually create a very powerful dashboards which helps the organizations understand where they are moving as the organizations in the level of their processes, and can also make rapid decisions based on what is observed from the dashboards.
Okay. Yeah, I think adding to what Satish has mentioned, I would just like to mention one of the solution we provided to a law firm where we used Power Pages to build client portal, which was integrated with Dynamics 365 customer service module. And the users could register from this client portal. While registering, they could upload identification documents like passport or license. Here we used Power Automate and AI Builder, which extracted the data from passports or the identification document. And we used a external KYC validation service to do the validation. Once the user was validated, the user was given access to upload various case related documents, which was actually organized within SharePoint document library for each case. And behind the scene, the case handlers would use the Microsoft 365 customer service module to handle the case. And finally, the customer, once they get the invoice, they have to pay it. So there was a payment gateway integrated so that they can go in and do the payment. And they can also track the entire case, the status of the case, how it is going, the progress of that. And above all, using Power BI, we provided a very good dashboard to the law firm. They could actually do a lot of analysis out of that. Just wanted to just explain how we can combine different services that can help us to build powerful solutions. Yeah.
Right. I think Sunil, when you're talking about this particular automated KYC solution, right? So I
Yeah,
think one thing we have to mention here is, how we can create industry-specific solutions, we're tailoring or customizing according to the needs of the customers and the different tools. I think you mentioned some of the tools, or I think probably you also mentioned SharePoint framework and how Power Apps can be, stacked on top of something else as well, right? So then also we have the Teams and Outlook integrations and
yeah,
plugins, which can come in and act on top of all these particular solutions and give insights and give notification to other users. I think one more thing which we can add to that point is something called as Power Virtual Agents, right? So
yeah,
we can also use Power Virtual Agents
Yeah.
to create chatbots, or probably, let's say, you can have it within the organization. You can have this for outside use as well. But I think maybe there might be some licensing implications for that. But wherever I've seen is like mostly in-house. If we are using a chatbot which is created by Power Virtual Agent, the end user's life is becoming very easy, and also we don't have to employ any specific person. So let's say if I have a doubt in specific policy or an HR query, I don't have to go and talk to the HR person. Instead of that, I can just go into this chatbot. I can just ask my question, and instantly I'll be getting an answer, right? So if the solution is not able to provide me an answer, then only I have to go to an HR person. So that kind of eases my problem as an end user. So another thing which I've noticed a lot, which or I've used a
yeah,
lot is adaptive cards, right? So
yeah,
adaptive
Yeah.
cards for
Hmm.
notification. So that's another good tool. Let's say even if I'm on the move, I have to do a quick approval or quick checking, or I have to do something. So when I get this notification on my Teams tab, so if I'm a manager and I have to approve something, right? So I can easily do that. I'll get most of the details in the gist, or if I have to go and watch a document, I have to see a document and approve it. I'll be able to do all the approval process from the Teams itself, from that tab itself, using the adaptive card. So that is another good thing which I've noticed in Microsoft Teams.
okay, okay, Anup. So when you mentioned about this adaptive card, I just wanted to mention about another important thing, Viva card.
Yeah.
So Microsoft is providing out of the box Viva cards. Plus, you can build your own custom Viva cards. And using this Viva cards, you can build the Viva dashboard, which help the uh, employees to actually interact through Teams itself. Because within the Teams, you can actually embed this dashboards, and people can work from there. It is easy to switch with between your teams or the portal or with the Viva suite. So Viva suite actually comes with the various other collaboration and employee engagement tools, and even for learning. So a lot of things are available there itself, which can be used to a very meaningful way. And another thing which I would like to add here is the cloud integration, which Microsoft provides through various Azure services like Azure Logic App, which is an alternative for Power Automate, where you can build, developers have more flexibility there.
Yeah.
And again, Azure Functions, which you can use there. Then Azure Key Vault. Then, as Satheesh mentioned, there is cognitive service. All this actually help you to build very advanced solutions that will help the customers to have greater user experience. And one thing I would like to mention is the integration with third-party solutions or applications. Microsoft again provides various connectors there. Even you can build some your own API based connector. So there are some free of cost connectors available, and some premium connectors you may have to pay for. But the beauty is, like, you can connect to any of the applications, like Dynamics, that is native connector is already there, or SQL Server. So like that, you can connect to any of the application, or any service can be used to build some connectors. So having told about all these tools in this Microsoft tech stack, there will be confusion that which tool I should use, or which can actually best suited for us. So the thing is, like, as I mentioned, We can use a SharePoint framework to build a SharePoint form, or you can use Power Apps to build a form, or you can build a Canvas app. So all depends upon the complexity or the cost of license and even the user experience. So it is very important to judicially identify which automation tool you have to select. So
Mhm.
that's what I want to mention it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think yeah. So Sunil, when you're talking about all these integrations and
Yeah.
how which tool to choose for a application, so I think I have to mention one of the solution accelerators we have built, right? I
Okay.
think I have to. That's an apt example here, right? So we have already built the contract management solution accelerator, right? So I think this has most of the integrations. We have used some of these APIs. I think one key API we have used is integrated here is the e-signature API for Adobe, right? So Adobe or DocuSign. So we can use either of these. So I know when you send out contracts to an external party, they can make use of these APIs. They will be getting an email, and from that email, they'll be able to go through the document. They'll be able to sign the document then and there itself, right? So that is one good thing. And also, within to cover the entire contract management life cycle, we have the template management because different contracts will be having different templates, right? So I know that we have made use of Syntax and AI Builder to create most of this templates, right? So on the go, you can create a template, and these templates can be reviewed, approved using the basic DMS criteria or DMS applications, and also the other users or whoever is creating these contracts, they can make use of these templates, create new contracts, set up workflows, send it out for contract execution, and we can also update the status of the contract, right? Whether the contract was executed, or what's the performance of the contract. And on top of that, we are still using Power BI to generate reports on, what's happening within a specific department or within a specific region, and what's the status of this contract management. So overall, contract management is a perfect example of, utilizing the power of document management system, which is built in inside SharePoint. And on top of that, we are integrating all these outside and inside tech stacks in Microsoft.
Yeah, I
So,
think we have like integration with some e-signature things like Adobe Sign or DocuSign. That is also
yeah,
done here, actually.
yeah,
Okay. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I think we were talking about all these licenses, all these costs. So I know that there is a big topic of how much money each organization is spending on these licenses, right? Because we know there is E3, E5, various kinds of licenses, right? So probably since all this organization is already spending all this money, can we talk about how can we maximize ROI? So most of the organization, they will come back and tell us that anyway we are investing this much money, right? So we have all this M365 infrastructure. How can organizations make use of all these initial investment, or I would say operational cost, because it's a monthly licenses, right? So how can we maximize returns on these investment?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, Anoop. So we've been talking about all these apps that are available, all the services, how we'll use
Yeah,
this and that, and all those things. But ultimately, it comes down to the cost actually of all these things. So
yeah,
if you're not going to make money out of all these things, basically it's a loss actually. So we have to be very, very judicious and very, learned in this aspect of how we can maximize the ROI when we do all these Microsoft 365 apps. So we know that Microsoft 365 apps gives us all these apps to be more productive actually, but to make maximum out of this Microsoft 365, it is very important to use this extensibility capabilities that we just discussed right now, and to streamline and which can actually help in streamlining the business operations and processes with no additional licensing cost, or
yeah,
let's say minimal service consumption cost. So where do this cost savings comes from actually? So when we say that Microsoft 365 often consolidates various softwares and services into a single integrated platform, this actually reduces the need for having separate licenses and applications. So this means that it can lead to a direct cost savings when it comes to software procurement and maintenance. And of course we discussed about the increased productivity also. So a lot of tools again, coming there, teams, SharePoint, all these actually enables for a smoother communications, real time document sharing, collaborations, which all actually leads to improved employee productivity, which I
Mhm.
think is actually directly involved with some savings that comes to the company. Like we can have more project collaboration and can complete the projects in a quicker manner in that aspect. And also these automation tools that I mentioned, that we mentioned some time back. So I already mentioned that automation really increases the trust that every people have in an organization about their
Yeah.
process. So this can actually streamline a lot of repetitive tasks, thereby reducing the manual effort and actually freeing up the employees for more strategic work. So this actually comes back to what I've been saying, what I said a little while back actually, about the 20% work that we really need to put focus on, while the 80% work will be taken care of you by all these tools. So there also we are actually saving a lot by bringing out most of this from the employees.
Yeah, right, Satheesh. I think when you're talking about cost savings and productivity and efficiency gains, right, I think I have to talk about this project which we completed probably I think 2 months back with one of the North American
Mhm.
clients, right? So,
Yeah.
what we did there, or probably what they were doing is they were getting reports, PDF reports actually, right? And this PDF report, somebody has to sit there, and, go through the report, or they have to extract this into Excel files, then consolidate reports, and then they have to convert this into actionable items. Probably somebody has to approve some part of it. So the customer was losing a lot of time, lots of effort, and sometimes they were even losing some of the data when they were not sure the accuracy levels of the data extraction, when they have to simply port from one method, or one particular type of file to another file. So what we did was, we did two sides of that project. So one was the data extraction part, and then we showed this data, and again we made this data available in such a way that they could take actionable, they can take some actions on top of it. So I think what we used was, we used Azure Cognitive Services, and I think we used some of the Adobe APIs as well. So that's where I think Sunil was talking about judiciously making a decision of what services to use, right? So I think in this particular case, using Adobe API to extract some of the information was very useful, because there were some constraints. The client or the customer wanted to have the first go live, and probably they want to run it as an MVP within 4 weeks time. So we had to take consider all those things, and within 4 weeks of time, we decided that probably a mixture of Azure Cognitive Services, Adobe APIs, and Power Apps might be the best solution. Because Power Apps, you can create apps probably like within days, or it's probably a week or two, right? So we used all these things, and we created, and it's actually the MVP is running successfully, and they're already coming back to us to go for the next version. They want to increase the operational abilities of this particular application, right? So when I was talking about this example, I think there are a few more things which we have to talk about, right? I think enhanced communication is another aspect, right? When we use Teams, when you use notifications, when you use collaboration portal, the communication within the organization is improved a lot. And same is the case with remote work enablement, right? So I already talked about an example, where I have to approve something using adaptive cards, right? So that's another thing. And also it can talk about, what we can talk about is the innovation and customization, right? Customizing all these M365 apps to, so that, it actually matches the processes what you have within your organization.
Okay, yeah. And just adding to what Anu mentioned, the innovation actually brings in more customer engage, the employee engagement, and brings in more satisfaction in employee. They feel that they are more engaged, and this may lead to like retention, improved retention, so that you have the employees satisfied for a longer time. Another important thing is like timely decision making. So as we have mentioned many times, Power BI provides you option to actually create dashboards which can help you to take decision. One of the things I would like to mention here is the beauty is like you can connect to multiple sources. Maybe you may be connecting to some Excel sheets that has been sent from your customer, maybe connecting to your ERP solution, and plus you may be picking some data from your website. So like that, you can build very meaningful dashboard using this Power BI. We have done a lot of dashboards using dynamic CRM based sales dashboard, SAP B1 and SAP R3 based reports, and when taking accessing SQL Server, we have made lot of dashboards that is quite meaningful for the customer in taking right decision. And another
Mhm.
thing, when I say about the maximizing ROE is risk mitigation.
Yeah.
Since Microsoft is providing a robust security and compliance feature, this reduce the risk of data breach and also non-compliance. So you can actually ensure the regulatory things are ensured and your data loss, there is minimum data loss or no data loss. So that's it. I want to say.
Thank you. That was insightful. As a digital acceleration partner, CCS has developed several solution accelerators, as we are discussing, using M365 tools. Let's take a brief look at a video showcasing our innovative solutions.
In today's fast-paced business landscape, workplace modernization is quickly taking center stage. The driving factors behind this shift are compelling. Modernization is no longer optional, it's a necessity. It's about forging a dynamic hybrid work culture, fostering collaboration, fortifying data security, and automating mundane tasks. At CCS, we're at the forefront of workplace modernization using Microsoft 365. Our document management system streamlines document handling, centralizes document and simplifies workflow. Our transmittal facilitates secure document exchange and progress tracking. M365-based collaboration portal enhances teamwork and cuts costs. Simplify contract handling with our contract management solution. Manage IT assets effortlessly without asset management portal. Security is paramount. We provide robust backup and data security. M365 and CCS are your partners in productivity, security, and driving ROI. Ready to modernize your workplace? Contact CCS today.
Let's discuss some real world use cases. So, what are some of the business cases where M365 can be used?
Okay, I think I will just start with the DMS and the transmittal solution. So I think we have already discussed a bit on that in our earlier session. So I won't really go very deep into what that solution is. But basically, the thing is that this is a classical example of how we have integrated with the other Microsoft 365 apps and also try to use most of the other services that it provides. So what happens here in some of the customers that we have deployed the solution is that they have their projects mostly managed in Dynamics, and that is where the projects and some of the documents originates. But then we have integrated that with SharePoint. So whenever a project is created in Dynamics, it creates a workspace for that particular project in SharePoint. Which workspace means basically an area where you can manage all the resources working in that particular project, and of course all the documents. So once the document has been created inside that particular workspace, you can send it over it on a workflow, which is like a two-stage workflow going from a checker to an approver. And once the approver has completed their approval process, the document will be published into a publish area, which will carry along with it a revision number and the revision level also for it. So this revision number document revision numbering can actually be customized because it could be different for different companies, the way they define the revision number on the documents. And the most interesting aspect of that is that this some of these documents which had to be sent out to the external parties, we that those documents could be sent out using the transmittal solutions, for which we already discussed how that was made possible. This effectively this particular DMS and the transmittal solution provided a very effective way of integration with the other apps, as well as having this project documentation and collaboration done effectively. And of course, all the notifications. There were teams that, if required, the documents could be worked on Teams, and the notifications being sent out on Teams and Outlook. So all these made this, the whole workflow management of this or the DMS document management for that particular company is very effective.
Yeah, right, Satheesh. I think I know we don't have enough time to list all the projects or all the real world examples here, right? So probably I'll touch upon one or two, which we've done pretty recently, right? So or rather, I would say how we customized one of the acceleration solutions to a customized solution, right? So we talked about the contract management accelerated solution accelerator we have, right? So one of our customers, what they wanted was an RFP collaboration portal, right? So we kind of made use of this contract management accelerated solution, and on top of that we built or we customized some of the features, some of the components, and we created or we implemented an RFP collaboration portal. So the best thing about that was that they could make use of all the features which were already built on the solution accelerators, and they were able to bring their solution into the market, or they were able to release this into their collaborators with a very short time period. Let's say probably within weeks they were able to release this application and everyone was able to use it. So that's one thing about that. And another thing is how we can automate some of the workflow. So another example I can say is probably the guest management, right? Let's say if you're a manufacturing organization and you want to automate the guest management, whoever is coming in, whoever is coming out, if you have to print out some gate passes or temporary IDs, all these things can be done using these some of these document management capabilities. Other aspect I can say is the incident management, which is very important in most of the manufacturing industries. In some areas, it's actually, legally it's mandated to have an incident management system. So we can always make use of SharePoint. We can always make use of Teams and Power Apps to create a robust and compelling incident management system. Right. So, and all most of things, institutions or, organization can make use of these kind of solutions. And another beauty is, whatever be the process, we can actually, or, wherever they go, right? Okay, with a good partner, with a good consultant, they will be able to create customized solutions, on top of the collaboration portals or the Teams integrations, Outlook integration, and all the out of the box capabilities which Microsoft offers.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, for the interest of time, I don't want to just to go for in details of various solutions we have provided. But just touching to Power Apps solutions which we have done, Power Platform based solution. One is the IT asset management solution and ticket management solution. So you can have the ticket management having the SharePoint or Dataverse as the backend, or you can even use your Dynamics 365 customer service as the backend. So just I don't want to explain more on that. For the interest of time, I'll just pause here.
Thank you. Let's hear from one of our customers on their experience with M365.
Acclaim started using SharePoint on our own in 2019. At that time, Acclaim's business from the region were growing, and the need to share information documents were intense. For a period of 2 years, it fits the purpose well. However, as SharePoint became more matured, we discovered there was so much more capability than we know. We started scouting from vendors who specialize in SharePoint, and CCS came recommended to us. From December 2021, CCS has supported us to restructure our SharePoint, develop a web app for our internal training needs where users can go through the training at their own pace, develop a web app to allow us to track sales pipeline by department, and we can monitor the progress at every stage of the sales process. We are also in the midst of another two projects, where one will phase out our existing electronic document management system and the others to use robotic process automation to improve our efficiency. Overall, CCS has been professional, resourceful, and accommodating. You can count on them to deliver within the time frame. That said, it is no secret that we'll continue to work with them.
Now I'll open the floor to questions. Panelists would like to take, if anyone of you has any questions. Please feel free to put them in the chat window.
So I actually, probably okay. By the time, okay, if we get some questions, I have another question. Probably, I think maybe Satheesh might be able to answer this, right? So we know that we have Microsoft always releases updates to their apps and services, right? So and imagine that an organization has already built in a custom solution, and when Microsoft releases new updates, how is it going to affect that particular solution which they have built in?
Yeah, so yes, Microsoft is actually releasing a lot of updates, with in terms of features and security updates and everything for all their apps and services and the frameworks, different frameworks. So for Microsoft 365, all the updates are automatic. So I guess most of us might have noticed that when we work on Teams, suddenly we say, okay, there is a new update the Teams, and then it comes a message, okay, you have update, enjoy the update kind of thing. So it almost happened without the users even noticing that their apps have been updated. But when it comes to the custom solutions, so we are using different frameworks for building up these custom solutions. So there are regular updates happening in that area also. But there we might have to go for a manual upgrade based on the versions or the features that Microsoft has released in each of these versions. So it could be minor versions that they're releasing or a major version with many new features added onto that. So it just it's up to us to decide if we need to adopt those features into our solution, and it's a matter of upgrading those framework if we need to.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Hello, TCS teams. I have a question. So I'm basically from Kuwait, and I'm from an investment company. So we have around a workflow of around 14 Nintex workflows working on top of SharePoint platform currently. And Nintex has announced that they are now going to support this particular version on top of SharePoint, and they are suggesting a new platform. So I'm looking for a vendor who can convert all this workflow into Power Automate, Power Apps platform. So in that sense, have you done any of these projects in your experience previous? References are there to automate workflows with the Power Apps and Power Automate platform?
Yeah, definitely. Like we have done a lot of workflows, and we have used the advanced features even like Azure functions within that or AI builders. So it's matter of understanding the flow and building or configuring the workflow.
Okay, fine. So these workflows, for example, this settlements, uh, accounts payable are integrated with Oracle Fusion. So in that sense, probably you will have to have an integration with Oracle Fusion as well as to the backend systems. We are basically investment management, and we have a core portfolio management system. Okay. So this fund accounting, is directly going into Oracle Fusion, and there are some workflows of Nintex is also associated with the core line of business solutions. So in that sense, can we automate using our Microsoft technologies? And
definitely, Yeah, continue. Yes.
All right. Probably maybe we can discuss this offline and see a POC kind of a setup, and we can look into it and take it forward from there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I think Jiju, the best way is to have a separate discussion, right? To understand what are the requirements, and how many systems integrations are required, and how many workflows has to be automated, what kind of licenses might be required, or rather
Yeah.
before that, what kind of tools or services has
Fine.
to be used. We can definitely
Yeah.
have a separate discussion, and we'll
Another
definitely help you.
question I have is about Microsoft Viva platform. So we are an M365 users paying a lot of money per user per month, but we are not capitalizing on it. So I'm looking at developing this Viva Learning, Viva Insights, Viva Connections kind of what? Have you done any projects, or you guys are managing this part also?
Yeah, definitely. We have experience in setting up Viva based solution. Like we can build the Viva cards, custom Viva cards, and also uh, we can use various Viva solutions within that tools. So
Fine.
definitely we
All
can
right.
look into it. We want to just know what is your requirement, and we can definitely look into that.
All right. Thank you for this webinar, and probably we will take this discussion offline, one-to-one, and thank you so much. And
Thank you, Jiju.
nice talking to you
Yes,
guys.
yes,
Thank you.
Yeah.
yes, Tiju. We'll reach out to you after this webinar and we can connect one to one to see how we can take it forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Do we have any more questions? All right then. Just a second. I think we have questions on the chat. Just take that. Yes, there is a question in the chat window by Vidya. How AI is going to affect the modern workplace?
Yeah, definitely. AI plays an important role in this modern workplace, because you can see like Microsoft itself have brought in a lot of co-pilots. So it actually helped to increase the productivity. Plus, we have various AI services which can be used to automate any of your process. Uh, Also, there is cognitive service which can help you to build very powerful search uh, tools which you can use to actually search anywhere within your ecosystem. So like that, this AI definitely brings a lot of value within this modern workplace.
Thank you. Thank you,
I
panel.
sorry, yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
I
yeah,
want to add, sorry, yeah, I want to add
Yeah,
one
okay.
thing onto the Copilot thing, right?
please,
So I
please
think
go ahead.
one real life example might be, how we can use Copilot in a ticket management system, and how Copilot can assist the case managers, right, or case handling executives, right? Because they have to sometimes what they have to do is like they have to have back and forth communication through emails with customers or whoever reads the tickets, right? So there actually we can make use of this particular Copilot, the AI tool Copilot, and probably construct replies automatically based on some of the previous communication as well.
We have another question, Anoop. We mentioned about incident reporting. So
Yeah.
how M365 can help in this space? Can we automate or implement QHSE processes using M365?
Yeah, definitely. So when we are talking about incident management, right, it plays a vital part in the safety as well, right? The health and, other aspects, So let's say, you are in a manufacturing facility, right? And you observe an accident or, you see that, okay, there is fire coming out of some place, right? It's possible that, okay, you might be a visitor and you don't have access to register anywhere, So you can actually make use of some QR codes and, you can probably just, scan using your mobile phone, and we can easily set up some of the portals wherein even test users will be able to quickly say that there is a fire going on, or I would say fire might be an extreme case, right? Okay, probably it might be the floor is wet, or there is oil spillage somewhere, so all those kind of things we'll be able to report immediately, and all these reported incidents can be triaged by the backend users. Immediately what we can do is like, probably we can set a 2-minute or 3-minute SLAs. And the initial 3 minutes, what we'll be doing is we'll be prioritizing most of these incidents. And if it's a highest priority and highest severity, even local law enforcement authorities, or, probably fire department or police department, they will be automatically notified. So all these things can be automated within this incident management systems.
Yeah, I know. Just want to add 2 sentences on that actually. So we actually can build in a flow on top of that, I think. So whenever
Yeah.
something is reported, we can actually have concerned managers notified about this so that they can
Exactly.
assign these cases to the case workers, concerned case workers, who can further, investigate, take corrective actions, and then suggest for preventive measures to prevent this in future. And maybe also categorize risk matrices for this, so that this stays there as a lessons learned kind of thing to prevent such incidents happening in future.
Thank you, Satheesh. All right, thank you so much. That concludes our webinar. We'll provide the recording for your reference, and you can also reach out to our panel members directly using their contact information. Once more, thank you for attending, and I wish you all a great day.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you,
great day.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.